Good afternoon. Welcome to the September 11th meeting of the Oklahoma City Planning Commission. I'd like to call this meeting to order, and before we begin, I'd like to observe a moment of silence in recognition of today's date, September 11th. Thank you. Just a process explanation before we begin. If you have a cell phone with you, please silence or turn your phone to off. If you're here to speak on an item, please fill out one of the speaker forms available outside and provide it to Elena or Jared down here below. When your item is to be heard, you'll be called up to the podium. Please come up and give your name and address for the record, and you'll have up to 5 minutes to speak. If you're here to speak on an item with a large group of people, we encourage you to elect a representative to share your group's concerns. And in those instances, some additional time will be considered. Where several speakers on the same item are heard, we just ask that you do your best to limit comments to things that we haven't heard yet, and we just reserve the right to limit extensive repetitious comments. Please direct all your questions or comments to the commission. If you have questions to the applicant or staff, we'll make sure that those get responded to. Finally, we just want to let everyone know that we appreciate your presence and your engagement today and taking away from the obligations that you have elsewhere. And we just ask for your cooperation in upholding the decorum of the meeting, and we ask that you don't speak from the audience. So with that, we're ready to begin. Item 2 is to receive the minutes of the August 28th Planning Commission meeting.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to receive the minutes from August 28, 2025.
We have a motion to receive the minutes. It's been seconded by Commissioner Meek. Please cast your votes.
I vote yay. Mine's not coming up.
And the minutes are received. Item 3 is continuance requests, and we'll begin with uncontested requests.
We have several uncontested requests today. I'm starting with item B21, PUD 2087, deferred to September 25th. Item 22, PUD 2089, deferred to September 25th. Item B23, PUD 2094, deferred to September 25th. Item B24, SPUD 1756, deferred to September 25th. Item 25, SPUD 1760, deferred to September 25th. Item 26, SPUD 1759, will be deferred to October 9th. And item 27, SPUD 1767, deferred to October 9th.
All right, I'll just check if anyone is here to speak on any of those items. All right, seeing none, just ready for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the uncontested requests as read.
We have a motion to approve the uncontested requests. That's been seconded by Commissioner Privet. Please cast your votes. And those requests are approved. Item B, 3B, new requests.
We have 3 new requests for continuance. Item 2, C7758, is requested to defer to September 25th. Item 20, which is SPUD 1765, is requested to defer to September 25th. And item 18, PUD 2088, has been withdrawn.
Okay. My understanding is that we do have a new request that a couple people were here to speak on. You guys, if you'd still like to speak, you have that ability. It's just at the end of the agenda where we have citizens to be heard. So with that, we'll just take a motion for the new requests.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the new continuance requests as read.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the new continuance requests. I'll just ask, do the people here on item 20 want to speak? Yes, please.
We took off work to come here today to speak, and we found out this morning that it was deferred.
Did staff receive reason why it was deferred? Dan, are you aware?
I did not, I was not given a specific reason for that by the applicant. I know the other item on the agenda by the same applicant is not deferred. Separate case, has nothing to do with one that you're here about. So I was not, this was news to me today too. so.
Okay. Is there anything to prevent this from continuing to happen as we take off work, we arrange childcare, we spend a lot of time to come here to do this? What's the plan going forward to prevent this from being deferred so we can actually have a chance to speak, be on the record for the vote?
I mean, you can give us what you want today, and
Well,
it's not
I
like we
have
won't
one
remember it.
statement from the neighborhood president, but she left because it was deferred. I'm happy to read her statement and mine, but that would be more than 5 minutes. It would be for 2 people.
I mean, the only thing I would add for you to consider would be that when the applicant's here to present their case is when that dialogue would be probably more effective and better stated. But I mean, we are happy to hear it. Everyone hears. That's not an issue. You would probably want to be here when they're here.
I think in response to her specific question, which is there any way to keep this from continuing to happen? I think yes. It won't be continued again without people being made aware of it.
Before the morning of.
Yeah.
Yeah, we normally get on to them. If they continue and continue, we
It's a
like
bit
to say
disrespectful
something
to
about it.
those
Yeah.
that take the time to do this. I would be more than happy to, did you want to read your part? Okay, all right.
I will say this particular item is on our agenda, so as of Friday, it had been continued. It's always a good idea to continue to monitor those things online.
Yes, as of yesterday, it was online, as of last night.
Yeah, the
case?
request was new, or the continuance was this morning.
Which case are we referring
20.
to? Just curious.
20.
20?
20, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I just missed that part.
I will forego reading the neighborhood association so they can represent themselves. I would like to, actually, I'll present mine. My name is Christina Griffith. I reside at 1424 Northwest 17th, directly next door to the property in question. I am writing to express my strong opposition to the proposed rezoning of 1422 Northwest 17th for the property owner to build multiple 2-story apartments, effectively creating a multiple building lot on a block of single-family homes. While I respect property owners' rights and I'm supportive of actions to build and expand to address Oklahoma City's housing needs, I believe it needs to be done in a way that respects current infrastructure and residents. This rezoning request does not accomplish this at all. After speaking with the developer and asking why he doesn't follow the city's recommendation of building an ADU, he stated it wouldn't be as profitable to offset the cost of construction. I don't quite see how this adds up, as fewer units would mean less money spent, but regardless, that is not our problem. Nobody is forcing the Strubles to build. They are creating this issue on their own, and the solution should not be to infringe and encroach upon the community to further pad their pockets. This is merely a way for him to make more money by building on a lot he already owns versus following city code and either building on an ADU used for income property or building this project on a lot already zoned for multifamily units. I and the rest of the community should not have to sacrifice our investments, our quality of life, so a developer who does not live in Gatewood, does not live in the community, can do things cheaper to benefit themselves. I have already sent in pages of rationale of why this would be detrimental to the community, but I want to take a moment to express why this is so personally upsetting. Since I first moved to Oklahoma in 2009, I have wanted to own a home in one of the beautiful historic districts that we have. I saved, I planned, and last summer, I was able to make it happen. I invested $0.6 million of my money to purchase my home on 17th. I did this as a single mother with no outside help, no safety net, and I did this because I love the community. I was excited to be a part of it, for my son to go to class in, to be able to walk to school and come home to a beautiful home in a beautiful backyard surrounded by trees and other families who also invest in the community. Since then, I was incredibly lucky to meet many wonderful neighbors, to include my amazing fiance, who also lives in Gatewood, and we made plans to blend our beautiful family in this new home. Learning about the Strubles' actions to rezone to build this monstrosity that will have 0 to 2 feet of clearance to my yard, with a window looking right into my backyard where my kids play, is absolutely devastating. I purchased this home because of current zoning. If I knew this was going to happen, I would have never made this investment. If I wanted to live right next to an apartment complex, I would have, and I guarantee it would have been a lot cheaper. The Strubles have had my number since they moved in, or their son moved in to rent the property. They've had multiple opportunities to tell me about this and put an honest effort into addressing my concerns, but they didn't. Instead, I found out from the city, and since receiving this letter, I've had many sleepless nights. Because unlike the Strubles, who have many resources to do this project anywhere else, I cannot afford to pack up and move, nor should I have to. It is not fair for the quality of my life, my family's life, and our investment to be ruined so a developer can change the rules in the middle of the game solely to make more money. This isn't a monopoly. The goal is to not squeeze in as many properties on a single lot for profit, and especially not profit on the loss of others. Since receiving the notification from the city, our wonderful neighborhood has come together to fight this. We tried meeting with the Strubles in hopes he would truly hear our concerns and compromise by building an ADU, but he refused. We have spent hours upon hours of our precious time researching this issue, how it will impact us, gathering neighborhood input, writing emails, attending hearings, to include today, all in hopes that our voice will be heard. If this isn't enough for you to turn this down, what is? If these valid collective concerns aren't enough to vote this down, why even send out these letters? Why even have these hearings? You are all here to ensure that new developments align with the community's vision and policies. It clearly does not. We are the residents. We are the ones who will have to live next to this and suffer the consequences of this forever. I respectfully implore you to deny this request. I ask you to uphold city legislature on ADUs to help not further deteriorate our beautiful historic district, because once it's gone, it's gone. Once these one-bedroom apartments are built, they will forever be there, and there will be no other use for them other than housing a constant rotation of people who are here for a good time, not a long time. The sum of our voices should matter more than the greed of one developer. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Griffin. Okay, we have a motion to approve the new request that's been seconded by Commissioner Newman. Please cast your votes. And the new requests are approved. Item 4 is public hearings. We do not have anything on the consent docket, so we'll move to item B, items requiring a separate vote. We'll begin with item 1.
Item 1 is case number C7757, the preliminary plat of patios at Vaughn Pond, located north of East Memorial Road and east of Northeastern.
Hello, Jessica Bloy with Johnson Associates representing the applicant. This preliminary plat is for a single-family attached development. It includes 73 lots. It is in conformance with the PUD that was approved earlier this year. It's also in conformance with the subdivision regulations. We have not received any calls or protest. Staff has recommended approval, and we are in agreement with all of the TEs. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Commissioner Harrison, this is Ward 7. You want to lead our discussion?
Sure, no problem. Is there anyone here to speak?
I do not have anyone signed up to speak.
And if staff has approved, does any of the commissioners have any comments? If not, I recommend approval.
This is a preliminary plat, so we're just approving,
Okay.
Got 8 TEs.
subject to the technical evaluations.
Subject to the TEs.
TEs. Many TEs.
All right, so I have a motion from Commissioner Harrison to approve, subject to the technical evaluations.
Where's my-
That's been seconded by Commissioner Govine. Please cast your votes.
Thank
And
you.
that item is approved. Item 2 has been continued. Item 3.
Item 3 is case number SV 00008, an application requesting a variance to section 5.4.2.e of the subdivision regulations to allow private drives to be named in the final plat of Belmont Point Commercial, which is west of Check Hall and south of I-40.
Good afternoon, Mark Groves, 1800 South Sarah Road. On behalf of the application, this is an existing plat, has private drives. There are apartments in the rear. There are hotels that are currently being built up towards the front, as you can see between Belmont Point Place and Marketplace on that slide in front of you. And the developer of the property has had requests from the apartments and the hotels to name these streets for purposes of finding the apartments easier and the hotel easier. Staff recommends approval. We agree to coordinate with them to determine a proper name for the eastern north-south drive, and we would ask for your approval. Be happy to answer any questions.
All right. Commissioner Meek, this is Ward 3. I do not have anyone signed up to speak.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with this unless any other commissioners have anything regarding this case. I'm ready to make a motion to approve SV 00008.
And it's subject to the condition that the applicant shall work with staff to
Yes.
determine the proper name of Eastern North-South Drive, currently shown as Marketplace Drive.
Yep, we'll call that TE1.
All right, we have a motion to approve. And that's been seconded by Commissioner Noble. Please cast your votes. And that item is approved. Item 4.
Item 4 is case number PUD 1840 SP01, which is an application for a specific plan pursuant to the approval of PUD 1840 located at 8500 Southwest 15th Street.
Hello, my name is Mike McLaughlin, Route 66 Engineering. I'm a representative for the applicant on this. It was approved at a previous PUD 1840, and everything that we're doing falls under regulations and specs with that PUD.
Okay. Commissioner Meek, again, Ward 3.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. No one signed up to speak regarding this, I assume.
No.
Staff's review indicates the proposal is consistent with PUD 1840, and with that, I would like to move to approve PUD 1840-SP01.
I have a motion to approve the specific plan. It's been seconded by Commissioner Powers. Please cast your votes. And that item is approved. Next up is item 5.
Okay, item 5 and 6 are related. Item 5 is PUD 1965 SP02, which is an application for a specific plan located at 7900 North Oklahoma Avenue.
Hello, Jessica Bloy with Johnson Associates representing the applicant, Winnie Sheridan. So the specific plan is pretty simple. It is for standalone parking lots. So to give you some background, this site is related to the half development to the north. So these parking lots will serve existing, proposed, and future developments as the site continues to build out. And I am happy to answer any questions and just want to note that the staff report does note that it's in conformance with the approved PUD.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Harrison, once again, it's Ward 7. I do not have anyone signed up to speak.
Any other commissioners have any comments? Well, staff says it's consistent, so I recommend approval of PUD 1965.
But we have a motion to approve the specific plan. It's been seconded by Commissioner Powers. Please cast your votes. And that item is approved. Item 6.
Okay, item 6 is PUD 1965 SP01, which will be the building associated with the previous item, located at 8245 North Oklahoma Avenue.
Jessica Bloyer Johnson Associates representing the applicant, Winnie Sheridan. So this one is related to the previous item. It is for the Mid-Central offices, and it is in conformance with the PUD. I'm happy to answer any questions.
All right. Back to you, Commissioner Harrison. No one signed up to speak.
Anyone have any comments? Since the proposal is consistent with the PUD, I recommend approval of 1965.
We have a motion to approve the specific plan. It's been seconded by Commissioner Meek. Please cast your votes. And it is approved. Thank you. Item 7.
Item 7 is case number CE 1149, which is an application to close portions of private access drives and public utility easements in the Wilshire Point addition, which is east of North Classen and south of West Wilshire Boulevard.
Hello, Jessica Bloyer Johnson Associates representing the applicant, Winnie Sheridan. So this closure is requested to close two portions of the platted access drive and utility easement. So this site is mostly built out. We've just got the multifamily development, which is near the closures. And staff has recommended approval. We are in agreement with the TE, and there are no public utilities existing in the areas we're proposing to close.
All right, very good. Commissioner Powers, this is Ward 2.
Since this is one of those things that we don't talk about beforehand, what's going on here? Why are we doing this?
So it's to permit the multifamily development. So what's existing on the site, it's mostly been built out, I think since 2019, 2020. There are offices over here, there's some storage. So we are now just finishing out the site plan that was approved with the PUD, which is allowing multifamily.
And so were these existing easements at the time that it was platted?
Yes, they were platted. I believe some of the layout may have changed since the plat was approved. So this is just to clean up to allow for the multifamily development as proposed today.
Okay. Is there anybody who signed up to speak?
No.
I can't imagine. If not, anybody else have anything they want to say? Or if not, I'll move approval of CE 1149.
We have a motion to recommend to council approval of CE 1149. It's been seconded by Commissioner Govine. Please cast your votes. That item is recommended for approval. Thank you. Item 8.
Item 8 is CE 1150, an application to close the west 10 feet of right-of-way for a Northwest 156th Place, which is located in the Vizcaya Edition, Section 1.
Mark Grubbs, 1800 South Sarah Road, on behalf of the application. Items 8 and 9 are companion items. The item 8 is for the closure and is on behalf of the property owner to the north and south. If you recall, I think it was about a month ago, we had the preliminary plat before you to the west, which a variance was granted to not connect to this addition. The addition strongly opposed any connection, was the only objection that they had to the zoning and/or preliminary platting. That variance was approved on the preliminary plat. I'm here to represent the Vizcaya neighborhood to the east, and they would like to close that west 10 feet to ensure that no connection is ever made to their subdivision. So I'd be happy to answer any questions, and we would ask for your approval. The following item is 9, which is the partial plat vacation to accompany that, and which we have 100% of all property owners within Vizcaya signature on that.
So this is my ward. If you recall the application that Mr. Grubbs is referring to, I mean, I think one of the primary reasons that we granted the variance was because, it was presented to us that there was a surveying, a plating issue on this side of the property, which basically this area that's now part of this application
Yeah, I remember that.
was
It's like 8 feet or
not,
something.
they couldn't trace it back to an owner or anything, so therefore, we didn't feel like the street connection was feasible, and so now this is coming back and cleaning it up. So I know we promote connectivity, interconnectivity between neighborhoods, but we've already granted the variance.
Is that the sole reason? Is that the-
Correct,
Is that
correct.
the reason for denial from staff, or
Yeah,
recommendation, I guess?
Go ahead.
I think that whenever anyone's trying to close an existing street stub to a neighborhood, I think that
Just
the planning
automatically
commission
flags
should
it.
always expect staff to recommend denial.
Okay.
And I mean, I think we were very clear when we spoke with the neighborhood too. It was awkward because we were helping them try to figure out how to prevent this connection while also, saying that our comprehensive plan wouldn't support it. So,
Mark, I just had a question. What's this going to look like? So it's just going to be a street to nowhere. The last 8 foot is going to be turned over to the HOA. I mean,
Yeah, so
and no gate, no
it'll
nothing.
retain easement for the water line that's within it, but the property owners to the north and south will now own the half of each and would maintain that. So
Of
it
the
wouldn't-
8 foot.
Huh?
Of just that 8 foot.
Of
City
just-
of
yeah,
Oklahoma
of
City's still
just
going to have
the
street
10
right away,
foot that
or
they're-
10 foot,
yeah.
whatever.
That's correct.
I don't like the way that's going to look in the end. I mean, done properly, this should have been a cul-de-sac from the beginning, and to have this to go to just a road to nowhere is it just looks so bad.
Essentially, again, it will be a road to nowhere anyway, because if, like Mr. Claire said, there's about an 8-foot separation between those properties anyway of Mr. Methvin, who is no longer with us, still owns somehow. So, I mean, we don't even know how to trace that down. But because of the way that this property was over, it was always government lots, and they never platted to the government lot. So there's a survey difference between what was platted and what wasn't. And I think that was one of the main reasons that this commission granted me the variance on the preliminary plat to the west, because we essentially couldn't make that. We didn't own the property in between anyway. The addition to the east is so adamant that we didn't connect to them, that they wanted to further ensure that we couldn't by vacating this right away, which I told them I would try to help them. And that's why I'm here, and that's why we put the application for the closing. And it's rare, also, just to further support how adamant they are, it's rare that you get 100% of all property owners' signature to do a partial plat vacation. Typically, most partial plat vacations would end up in district court because you didn't have the 100% signatures by the property owners. So.
Again, my whole one concern is just how this was going to look in the end. I mean,
It'll still be paving for that 10 feet, but they'll just own it, and the city won't have to maintain that portion thereof, so they would. Not that it'll ever be used.
Mark, it's been a while since I've done a street vacation, but what you just said kind of clicked in my brain. You really don't have to go vacate this through the district court process because you've got that 100%.
It is done at city council.
So no matter how much I don't like this, I think it's too late to do anything about it, I think they've got the right to vacate the plat if they can get 100% of the people who own lots to agree. And
right.
like you said,
no matter
it's
really what we do
super
today,
rare.
because it'll
Super rare.
go to
so.
council with 100%. Again, I'd love it to look a little different than a road to nowhere.
And to me, as the preliminary plat
Basketball.
to the
court,
west,
maybe.
I didn't care whether I connected to them not, except for the fact that they would strongly oppose me in any of that. So I didn't need the connection because I have plenty of connections to the west and to the south. Therefore, I said I would do my best to help them because I didn't need their connection, but I understand they don't want our traffic going through them. I get that. I understand also that staff is making denial because the comp plan suggests that you should have connectivity. I get all of that, but again, I told them I would do my best to help them. So, and and again, the connection would never be able to be made anyway because the 8 feet is in between that we don't own. So,
Well, I mean, I think it's an opportunity, in the future for us when we consider these stubs that we think are important, and they are, but I think we need to understand how that could possibly work in the future, down the road.
Yeah. Well, and I'm wondering, is the property, the whole length of the subdivision not owned? That 8 feet, is it the whole way, or is it just
so
right
it's
there
like
in the platted right-of-way?
It's almost like a trapezoid. At the south end, it's like a foot or two. At the north end, it's like 10 feet. So,
Like a blind surveyor or something.
say it again.
Said blind surveyor, I guess, yeah, maybe.
They wrote a legal description that didn't go to the government lot line. So,
That'll do it.
Which had effects years down the road.
Is it on a township line, Mark, maybe?
say it again.
You said it's on a lot line, so is it on a township line?
I think that it would have clarified it instead of just writing a meets and bounds legal description. As a surveyor, they should have clarified that it was the same as the government lot line, and they never did
Right.
that. So
Gotcha.
it left a strip of land that now is
No man's
owned
land.
and not platted.
Yep.
May have went back to taxes for all I know, so it's there.
Yeah, it makes me wonder who's paying taxes on it, if anybody. Probably not.
Okay, anything else? All right, this is my ward. I'm unable to make a motion, so if someone else could do that.
I will make a motion to recommend approval to City Council CE 1150.
A motion to recommend the item to City Council from Commissioner Noble. It's been seconded by Commissioner Powers. Please cast your votes. And that item is recommended for approval. Thank you. Next item is item 9.
Okay, item 9 is the companion item. It's VP 9, an application to vacate a portion of the final plat of the Viscaya Addition Section 1, located north of 150th and east of North County Line.
Again, Mark Grubbs, 1800 South Sarah Road. On behalf of the application, this is just the companion partial plat vacation, which has 100% of the property owner's signatures. Would ask for your approval.
All right, any other comments, questions? All right, we're ready for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to recommend approval to City Council item VP 9.
A motion to recommend the item to City Council. It's been seconded by Commissioner Meek. Please cast your votes.
Thank
And
you.
that item is recommended for approval. Item 10.
Item 10 is case number PC 10983, an application to rezone 2 East 27th Street from I-2 moderate industrial to the R1 single family district.
My name is Alicia Standifer, 3301 South Parkview Avenue. Never done this, so I manage the properties for Earth Investors 102, 110, and Plain State Holdings. They are trying to refinance the home, and they need it rezoned from industrial to residential.
Okay, Commissioner Govine, this is Ward 6.
Yes, thank you. This is a pretty straightforward case. These are just, it's old I-2 zoning. There's residential properties on site built. This is item 10, 11, 12, and 13 are all effectively the same. They're non-contiguous parcels, so I'm going to talk about this one, and I think we can probably move through, we'll give anyone an opportunity to speak, but we can move through the remaining ones quickly. So, yeah, there are one. I don't see any issue with this. We're just aligning the zoning of the current use of the property. So I'm in support, and are there any other questions or anyone signed up to speak?
Do not have anyone signed up to speak.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion, and if there's a second, I think in the interest of efficiency of meeting minutes, I've been requested to have the same person second the item on the following 3 cases. So I'll go ahead, and because they're all the same block, the same street, the same I-2 to R1, I'm just going to move them without further discussion. But first of all, as long as that's acceptable to legal and otherwise. Okay, item 10, I move to recommend approval of case PC 10983.
A motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
There's actually 11 properties on that street that they own. They've done the applications. I've got 3, 4 right here. They have asked if I could request for those to be approved as well.
Yes.
Not,
It would be another court, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's totally fine, I just wasn't sure.
You've got 4 on this agenda, though. We're gonna get through those at least.
So, all right, so next we have item 11.
Okay, item 11, I'm sorry, real quick. There was one more that the commission approved at a previous meeting. So this is,
Okay.
okay. So this is item 11, though. PC 10984, an application to rezone 17 East 27th from the I-2 district to R1.
Commissioner Govine?
I'm going to move to recommend approval of PC 10984.
Motion from Commissioner Govine, second by Commissioner Privet. Please cast your votes. And that item is recommended for approval. Item 12.
Okay, item 12 is PC 10985, an application to rezone 27 Southeast 27th Street from I-2 to R1.
I move to recommend item PC 10985 for approval.
A motion from Commissioner Govine. It's been seconded by Commissioner Noble. Please cast your votes. And that item is recommended for approval. Item 13.
Item 13 is case PC 10986, an application to rezone 34 Southeast 27th Street from I-2 to R1.
I move to recommend approval of PC 10986.
A motion from Commissioner Govine, seconded by Commissioner Noble. Please cast your votes. And that item is recommended for approval. Thank you and good luck. Item 14.
Item 14 is case number SPUD 1773, an application to rezone 11701 Eckerd Drive from the AA district to a new SPUD.
Is the applicant present? Please come up to the podium and tell us a little bit about your project.
Hi, I'm Katie Fortmiller. We just are planning to build a single-family residential home on the property.
Okay. And to do that, you're asking for a second lot?
Yes, we currently, the owners of that are asking to split their property so we can build on the second 2.5 acres that they do not have a home on currently.
Commissioner Harrison, this is your ward. I do have someone signed up to speak.
Okay, if we could hear from them first, please.
Okay. Ms. Ramona Hanna? All right. Good afternoon.
Hi. I'm not here to really dispute
Okay.
the splitting of the properties. My question is more of like the use of what they call 116th Street was really just a driveway. I'm not really sure why that ever got renamed 116th Street. But that was a driveway down to 4 or 5 acre lots down there. And my mother's house butts up to the back of the property, requesting to be rezoned. Yes, it's right there. And so all of us in that neighborhood drag our trash cans up to the street, and we put it right there in front of that property that's getting ready to be split. And is that going to be a problem if we still continue putting our trash cans there? And then,
Are you saying that you drag them to the end of 116th Street at Eckert Drive?
yeah, we take them all the way up to Eckerd Drive there,
Okay,
because that's where the trucks come to pick up the trash.
okay.
And then on, I call it Big Junk Day, Large Trash Day, whatever you call that. We all the 4 families down there put their trash up there right in front of that lot. And so are we still going to continue to be able to do that?
Wasn't it someone else's lot the whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's in the right away.
There's public right-of-way.
Yeah.
So basically, I mean, those are 2 public streets, and so
You can keep
land ownership doesn't go up to the street. There's basically land that the city owns off the side of the road that allows for, like, where you set your trash cans and all that. Yeah, an easement.
So we should still be able to
You should
put
still be
our
able to
trash
do that.
cans up there. And also, that's really not a city street, correct? Because it's maintained by the owners.
Ecker is.
Eckerd is City Street.
But it's not maintained by the city.
Ecker is, though. The right-of-way we're speaking of is Ecker Drive, I think.
Just
Or
because
is
they're
it?
not doing a great job of maintaining it.
I believe
doesn't mean
it
it's
is
not
a
there.
public street.
But we have to pay to maintain it ourselves. The city does not maintain that street, correct? Oh, you're not there. All of Ecker Drive and where they're now,
It's not gated and it's a named street. I think it is a public street,
but we have to maintain it ourselves.
and the city appreciates that.
It says in here it's private.
Somebody has the actual answer to this question. We know whether it's a
Boyd,
big,
Fulton.
a public street or not.
private.
Who should we ask,
Got a
Sarah?
white sign?
Sarah's saying it's private.
When we did our research, our staff report says that both Ecker and 116th are private neighborhood streets.
They are private streets, okay.
Wow, that's interesting.
Well, so what would be the protocol there if you happen to live off of private streets and have trash you need picked
Yeah, there's
up? I mean,
trash
does the
down
city only come to,
No, I would believe the property line would go the middle of the street.
I mean, we would love for the city to maintain Ecker Drive. Would be fantastic.
They're not gonna
Because
take
it
it
costs a
back.
what to put that on there?
Now we're back to talking about the easement for your trash cans and your big trash day.
Yeah.
Because it is a private street.
Yes.
There's not gonna be.
how does
any
that
people.
work? Is somebody from utilities here that can tell us?
Oh, Dustin's here. There we go.
If you happen to live in a private gated community usually, but you happen to live on private streets, how far do you have to drag your trash to get it picked up?
Basically, when Dustin Seagray's Utilities Department, so on private streets, it depends on the condition of the streets. There's been some neighborhoods where they actually have to pull them all the way out to the main road. Other streets we're able to drive down because the condition of the streets allows it. So in something like this is we try to keep them on the main street, not have to go down, the east-west street that we just go down the north-south. So that way we try to keep minimum time on the private streets so that way we don't tear them up with the large trash trucks. But there's been some neighborhoods where we've actually had to bring them out to the main thoroughfare or main arterial because of the condition of the streets. We just couldn't drive down them.
Wow.
And I also have a question to that same effect about, we pay a drainage fee on our Oklahoma City water bill. But we have our own well. So what is, or
The drainage fees for the stormwater runoff for citywide.
citywide? Okay, we're just paying for, everybody pays it, no
Everybody
matter
pays,
what.
yeah.
Okay. So back to the trash can, I'm okay to continue putting more trash cans there?
I'm not going to say you are.
I mean, it does sound like a kind of issue that
It's
could be
kind
a new concern of a new neighbor that now has a house in closer proximity to that area. But it also sounds like something that neighbors need to kind of get together and agree on. This is a neighbor issue.
Well, as private streets in a private neighborhood, I mean, there could be private easements in place that should show up, I guess, on the plat.
Do you have an HOA?
I'm sorry?
Do you have an HOA?
No, there is no HOA.
So there's no mandatory payment for repairing Eckert Drive?
No, there's not.
Okay.
That was like a voluntary, can everybody pitch in and help pay for that?
So, this Rusty, make sure I understand, this application isn't changing whether they can put them there now or not. It's just maybe highlighting it. But you may be putting it somewhere that you're really not allowed to already. And so, well, I don't think we're not changing your right to put it there. This application may just be highlighting your current issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
New
that's why she's here.
lot owner may make it an issue, but I don't think so. Proactive, maybe talking to them and
You have stumped the band.
coming up with some kind of agreement, maybe.
What?
I said, you have stumped the band.
Yeah, right.
That house to the north looks like it doesn't really see the area. Maybe you can shift it up on the north side of 116th. They're
Yeah,
further.
he's, that guy's putting up a fence now on his front yard because he's tired of the big trucks turning into his driveway to turn around.
Yeah.
And so we're having to maintain the streets and he's got a problem with that. So it's all a big problem because it's not maintained by the city.
Well,
It
and
used to
what-
be maintained by the county years ago.
Nah.
I don't know what happened to that.
Well, and a private street can still be maintained by the county, I believe, and so it's still communication with the county in order to get that done. I think the worst case scenario for your entire neighborhood would be that you would have to take your trash cans to 122nd.
Woohoo, that ought to be interesting.
My
Get you a
God.
four-wheeler.
Keep access for the trash trucks and it won't happen, but
Okay.
And I think for the commission, with this lot split, the new lot, the northern
Applies
lot
to
would
all.
have to be at least 150 feet wide. So depending on how they design it, where the driveway is, there might still be room.
Thank you, you all.
You're
Appreciate it.
Sorry, we don't
Thank
have a
you.
better answer.
Quite the
I don't
conundrum.
feel like we did much for her, but
Do-
Fact is, though, that it's privately owned now. It's just splitting it to a different private owner. So it's about communication amongst neighbors and trying to work out a good solution, really.
Exactly. Any other commissioners' comments?
Well, I just have a question. I mean, it's, according to the drawing that we have, the property looks to be 330 feet across the front. And so do we want to specify, to your point, a minimum of the lot width?
The minimum is 150 as proposed in here, or at least per code it would be.
Okay.
And I think that it probably will need to be 150 because we want to make sure, just for the applicant's sake, that you're not splitting it in a way that puts you out of conformance on your side setbacks on the house that's already there. So I think when we were measuring it, we were thinking 150 got them there for the northern lot.
For the new lot? Okay. All right.
And there are 3 TEs. Are they okay with that?
Is the applicant agreeable to the 3 TEs that were provided? Are you aware of those? You can come back to the mic. That's okay. So there were 3 technical evaluations that were provided in the staff report that basically staff is asking for agreement on. And so if you aren't aware of those, I'll just read those to you. Add the following sections to be per code: maximum building height, architecture, open space, trash collection, maximum number of buildings, and parking. TE2 is add section landscaping to read, mature trees shall be preserved to the maximum extent possible. At least one medium tree shall be planted or preserved in the front yard. And TE3 is revised section drainage to read, development of this parcel will comply with Chapter 16 of the Oklahoma City Municipal Code 2020 as amended. So these are all pretty standard
Yes,
things.
yes.
So,
Yep.
okay. Okay.
Okay. Since those have been accepted, I move approval of SPUD 1773.
Subject to the technical evaluations.
Subject to TEs.
So I have a motion from Commissioner Harrison to recommend the item to City Council, subject to the technical evaluations. It's been seconded by Commissioner Powers. Please cast your votes. And that item is recommended for approval. Good luck. Item 15.
Item 15 is case number SPUD 1774, an application to rezone 3726 Northwestern Avenue from SPUD 905 to SPUD 1774.
Good afternoon, Caitlin Turner, 525 Northwest 11th Street, here on behalf of the applicant. The application before you is to allow for the Vine Community Church to stay where it is currently. The use unit for churches is allowed in almost every zoning district. When it was rezoned to SPUD 905, it was left out. We are now rezoning it just to add that use unit back in there to bring them up to code and get their entitlements in place. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Commissioner Powers, this is Ward 2. I do not have anyone signed up to speak.
Well, I do have a question about this. I was told that at the staff's request, they had removed a use unit for live work. And this is a building that was created and built and designed to be commercial below, residential above. So I was wondering about that.
Red line.
I think it was the dwelling units and mixed use that we couldn't figure out where the apartments were. It's only half of the building. We were thinking the apartments were on the rest of the building to the
Oh, but not on this side?
I'd have to, Caitlin could confirm.
Yeah, so based on where we were zoning that line on the south, we believe that all of the apartments are above Pilates on Western, those other commercial uses, not above the Vine Community Church. Yeah.
Okay. Well, is there anybody signed up to speak? I mean, I certainly don't have any problem with this. This use has been here for some time, and if they need this to keep going, that's fine with me. So if nobody else has anything they want to say or contribute, I'll move approval of item number 15, SPUD 1774.
Okay. A motion to recommend approval to City Council from Commissioner Powers. It's been seconded by Commissioner Meek. Please cast your votes. And that item is recommended for approval. Item 16.
Item 16 is case number SPUD 1775, an application to rezone 1900 South Portland Avenue from the I-2 Moderate Industrial District and the SRODD Scenic River Overlay to a new SPUD 1775 without the SRODD overlay.
Caitlin Turner, 525 Northwest 11th Street. So exactly, this application before you is solely to remove that SRODD overlay. This went to UDC since it is in that overlay district. UDC staff and commission recommended approval of this application due to the lack of visibility from the river and the fact that this use and operator have been there since prior to the overlay being adopted and in place. There is one TE regarding sidewalks. We would agree with the modification that the sidewalk requirement be triggered at the time of redevelopment. I'd be happy to answer any other questions.
All right. Thank you. Commissioner Govine, this is Ward 6. I do not have anyone signed up to speak.
Okay. I mean, I have no issue. I'm in support of recommending approval of this, particularly based on the UDC already approved removal of the SRODD overlay. And I do agree that the TE as worded suggests sidewalks shall be constructed along South Portland Avenue and Southwest 20th Street in accordance with the Public Works requirements in effect at the time of construction of this SPUD. So I'm assuming they do nothing now unless they put a building on it and build one of the uses that's allowed in this, then the applicants would agree to the sidewalks.
Yeah. If that was the intent from staff, we wanted to throw in at the time of redevelopment just for clarity.
Let's ask Mr. Lodge.
Is that
Mary,
what
are you
you
okay
meant?
with amending the TE to say at the time of redevelopment instead of at the time of construction?
Well, I mean, tomato, but.
Yeah, Barry Lodge, Public Works, that's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other. When they're developing or when that's when they're going to be constructing it. So that was the intent of the TE, that when construction takes place, a building or whatever they decide, they want to put a parking lot in there at some point, that would also trigger the requirement for the sidewalks. So any construction on the site, so we can call it construction or development or whichever route you want to go with that. That's the intent of the TE.
Thank you. Well, I don't have a
that
strong opinion. I'm
clarification,
okay with it
yeah.
as is, or I'm okay of changing it to in effect at the time of redevelopment and omit construction of this spud.
Or
Now
call it a
that
commercial
Mr. Lodge has
building
weighed in,
permit.
I think as is fine.
You're okay
Yeah.
as is? Okay.
Now that we've had that clarified, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think we're in agreement there. So I will move to recommend approval of SPUD 1775 with TE1 as written.
All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Govine to recommend the item to City Council, subject to the technical evaluation. It's been seconded by Commissioner Meek. Please cast your votes. That item is recommended for approval. Item 17.
Item 17 is case number SPUD 1776, an application to rezone 512 South Mustang Road from SPUD 1648 to SPUD 1776.
Last time, Caitlin Turner, 525 Northwest 11th Street, here on behalf of the applicant. So the item before you may look familiar. We got this zoned a year or two ago for the commercial use that you see before you now. The master design statement is identical, except for the fact that we wanted to include the allowance of architectural metal that was not originally included in the master design statement. If you go to Exhibit D, you'll kind of see the intent of what we're using it for, and if you're familiar with the Cajun Corner on 23rd Street, you'll also be familiar. So I'm happy to answer any questions as you all have. Staff does recommend approval with no TEs.
Okay. Commissioner Meek, this is Ward 3.
So we had talked about making some kind of limitation so that we don't end up with a metal building there.
Yes, and what we can do is add a TE so that there's a maximum of 30% architectural metal per building.
I think I'd be more comfortable with that. I don't want to see a metal building there.
And I'm saying it one more time for planning, add a TE to allow a maximum of 30% architectural metal per building within the SPUD. There's more than one building.
Can you get there on the Cajun Corner with only 30%?
Yeah, I think it's like 28%.
Per building.
Per building is what,
Not
yeah,
per facade, pardon.
right.
Are you okay with that?
Yes. How many
They
buildings? There's 2 buildings?
did the calculation.
Sam Gresham, architect, 400 Northwest 23rd Street. It's per building, it'll be fine. This is the most extensive use of Corten metal on the building, on the whole property, is the front of this one. It's the facade that faces Mustang Road. Otherwise, there's much less on the rest of the other elevation. So,
Yeah, it's really just this facade. The other sides are going to be the brick and masonry that you see there.
I'm good with it. Do we have anyone signed up to speak?
Do not.
Okay.
I would require 90% Corten, 10% brick, but
I
that's
like
just me.
Yeah.
No, we're
It
good
will
with what?
increase it if y'all.
30%.
So it's not going to be painted concrete board or
Send it
something?
away to keep it from, being one of those like star buildings. I'm not quibbling about whether it's 30 or 35 or 20 or 25. It's just that it's not a big, metal structure.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. They've done the calculation, they're happy with it?
Yep. Yes. And then unless any other commissioners have anything, else, I'm ready to recommend approval of SPUD 1776 with TE number 1 added to allow 30% maximum architectural metal per building.
All right. We have a motion from Commissioner Meek to recommend approval of the item to City Council subject to the technical evaluation read in. It's been seconded by Commissioner Powers. Please cast your votes. And that item is recommended for approval.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 18 has been withdrawn. Item 19.
Item 19 is case number SPUD 1766, an application to rezone 1736 Northwest 15th Street from the R2 district to SPUD 1766.
Hi, I'm Aiden Struble, 1422 Northwest 17th Street. So basically, this is going to allow us to use this lot as parking for the Plaza District while we are getting ready for the development, which is going to be the exact same development as the SPUD that is next door.
Okay. Commissioner Govine, this is Ward 6. I do not have anyone signed up to speak.
Okay. I've reviewed this with the applicant. I'm very familiar with the site. I live about 3 blocks away and drive by regularly. So you're aware of the 2 TEs?
Yeah, so that's the other thing I wanted to speak on, the second TE about the dumpster. That is one that we do not agree with. We would like the dumpster to be within 5 foot of the north, is it south property line?
South property line.
South property line. That's the exact same thing we got done on the other SPUD, and there was no issue with it. It doesn't work if it's 25 feet away from the property line.
So, and we've discussed this with the applicant at length. I've reviewed it. I believe because the adjacent development was approved with the same 5-foot requirement, and there's part of this development, as you can see on the screen, is a cross-access agreement for shared parking. I think it's reasonable and appropriate to have the same 5-foot requirement on this parcel.
Both lots going to have their trash back there? Is that?
Both lots could. Frankly, I don't know if the current one, I don't see the dumpsters on the south side currently because the building's just completed and not occupied yet. Right. But my thought on that basically is there's a 20-foot alley utility easement outside of the property line in question. So at a minimum, I would have given them 10-foot credit for half the alley easement. But the R2 properties immediately to our south, there's new duplexes there. They're located towards the front of the property, as you'd expect on the residential street. So I don't think there's any adverse impact to the Northwest 14th Street residences. There's well over 25 feet when you count where they currently exist on their sites as well. That's my thoughts. Happy for further comments and discussion. I don't have any other concerns.
Any other commissioners?
With that, then I'll move to recommend approval of SPUD 1766 with the stipulation of amending TE2 to read dumpsters shall be located at least 5 feet from the south boundary of the SPUD, and retaining the rest of the language as stated.
You want to just strike?
I think, Commissioner Govine, I think you can just strike number 2 because it's already in here as 5 feet.
Okay, the NBS says the 5 feet. Okay, but then screening and they can't be located within the front setback. That's covered by base regs. We don't want them in the front either. I'm sorry, I should have had that vetted before this, but.
Nope, I'm sorry, I take that back. You go ahead and make that TE however you want.
Okay, we'll just change to the at least 25 to 5 feet and keep the rest just to make sure we've got screening and they won't be visible from the street at all. So.
Jesus.
Oh, thank you, Commissioner Privet. And Commissioner Noble, I appreciate you guys
I just
helping
saw
out.
it sitting there. I was like, oh.
Well, let's move forward. That's good, right? It doesn't have to be me that moves it, does it?
All right, so we have a motion from Commissioner Privet to recommend the item to City Council subject to the amended TEs as read. It's been seconded by Commissioner Noble. Please cast your votes.
Must be the drugs from yesterday's surgery.
Thank you, guys.
Now items recommended for approval.
I will say that perhaps this is one more thing we need to think about in the new code update. And the idea that we have to discuss this and go through it every time, the distance of dumpsters from residential property lines. This is, we need to have something that people understand what the requirement is and that we're willing to stand behind and enforce.
I think that the code update is absolutely looking into that, especially because infill is so hard, but the code is currently 25 feet, and we routinely ask for at least 50 based on the Planning Commission's preferences and previous actions in PUDs and SPUDs.
Yeah, this is me biting my tongue, Dan, but I
definitely agree with you on that. I mean, in a way, my view on it is similar to some of the other issues that come up where the reason for SPUDs is custom requirements based on a specific site and that site's relationship to adjacent conditions that exist or may exist in the future. So it's one thing if we don't know what's coming, but when what's there is established, you know what I mean? So I agree with you, but I also agree it's hard to put one boilerplate statement that every single application can comply with. It might make worse development sometimes. Right?
absolutely, and I totally agree with that. I would like for us, if we are serious about the goal of the code update, to be, requiring less of that case by case. I'm okay with the case by case. I'm way okay with it. But if the goal seriously is that we're going to do less of it, that we have standards that we will tend to look at then almost more on a kind of variance requirement. It's like if there's not some really good reason why you're not going to do this, you better, bring it. And living half a block, or actually almost a full block from a commercial area, the sound of people picking up dumpsters at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning is really not something you want to wake up to. So, just for what it's worth, we're trying to increase residential density, and so I think we have to give ourselves some leeway to realize that the built environment's going to get denser.
Right. Yeah, no, good point.
Okay. So that was the end of the individual items we heard. Additional items, communications and reports, Planning Commission committees. Anything to report? Planning Commission members, Commissioner Powers?
And because I snuck out early last time, I didn't get to say a few words about the passing of Debbie Blackburn. For those of you who've been around as long as I have, she was really a strong neighborhood advocate, but also just a real civic leader, very quiet, behind the scenes kind of way. Her pioneering, I would say, efforts to get penny sales tax dedication to emergency services, police and fire funding really kind of led to what eventually became MAPS, the idea that, you don't have to wait 5 or 10 years to do a bond thing and try to, detail everything, that you can do this kind of dedicated pay-as-you-go kind of funding for city services. And she was a real powerhouse. My husband said to me, she was just not intimidated by anybody. And that's really true. She was petite, soft-spoken, and all those things, but she was really a really serious advocate for whatever she thought was right, both at the city level and at the state level. She served in the legislature also. And she's a real loss to the community, and so I just wanted to mark that passing.
Thank you for your comments. Commissioner Meek?
Debbie Blackburn.
Commissioner Privet? Commissioner Newman? Commissioner Govine? Commissioner Harrison? Commissioner Noble? Commissioner LaForge? I don't have anything as well. Planning Department?
Just one quick thing, as you talk to your applicants, you may become aware that there are some fraudulent invoices and emails being sent to our applicants designed to look like they're coming from, well, specifically Rusty LaForge. So,
Rusty, what have you been up to?
No one, when people apply, they send their application to our email address, subdivisionandzoning@okc.gov. That is where the invoices should be coming from. So I just wanted to put that out there in case you're talking with applicants. I brought some samples I'll show you, but just be aware.
Thanks. I saw it. I had not heard of it until I walked in today and see that they just put it wasn't like my email was hacked. It's just some made-up email that they had that looked official, then they put my name at the end of what they typed. Did this go out to a lot of people?
Well,
see
we're
one.
aware of 2 applicants so far, so it
Okay.
seems to be lifting it from our public agenda, the information.
Okay. But yeah, they just stuck my name at the end of something. It wasn't my email address. It wasn't my email at least. And y'all's email wasn't hacked either. It was just
It is not, it is completely outside our own network. I
Yep.
don't know that we could do anything to
I don't know
prevent
how you do
it.
anything about it. Yeah, okay.
Is this a type of item that would come in the City of OKC News leaflet that comes with the water bill, you know, that is like, hey, be on the lookout for false officially looking city documents? Or, I don't know. Anyways.
All right, Municipal Counselor's Office? Nothing. Citizens to be heard? Any other business?